All right, here we go. Turn 10, Eastern Front. The Central Powers turn. The Germans have dug in. The Austrians had moved up over here. And then the Austrians attacked right here with an exchange. So they lost their unit that was there, but they did take out the Russians that were there. So hopefully that's taking care of some of the pressure that's on that edge of the battlefield, but at the cost of some troops. And well, it's going to be interesting to see what the Russians do, because it's starting to become a tough nut right there because everybody's dug in. And yep, that's pretty much it. These guys right here can dig in the next turn. They moved into position. It's almost getting a full line from here to here right there. But you can have a gap right there, but it doesn't, unless you have cavalry. That's really not going to matter at the moment because everything is in mud. So you get a -1 to your movement. So if you're a 4-6-3 like these guys are, or a 3-5-3, you're actually a 3-5-2. So if you move into an enemy zone of control, that takes 2 movements. So you can move into an enemy zone of control, but so they can move from here to here, but your supply lines are only 4. So you can go 4 hexes away from a supply point, which is the rail lines right now. And so you can go here, but you can only go so far. So right now that they can extend themselves out to about right here due to the lines going this way. But you need to take that crossroads right there. So the Russians are parked on it. So until you do that, you can't. Which is the reason why Lemberg was such an important thing when the Russians took it. That gave them access to go down this road or down this road right here, or even if they wanted to head towards Romania. But at the moment, this is an important point, and that's an important point. In the same way, taking this point right here is, you see where the rail lines go. Ooh, I really smashed that up, didn't I? Ooh. Have to fix that carefully. There we go. Yeah, I'm messing it up. Anyway, I'll fix that up after the end of the turn. But over here, things are looking kind of disastrous. You can see the French line has collapsed. They moved troops in the last turn to fill the gaps in, but the Germans, they kind of broke the line through here, so they were able to get a 3-1 attack, a 3-1 attack, and a 3-1 attack. So they had a 3-1 attack here with a half exchange with the units that were there, and so the Germans lost some troops, but they did take that hex. So now they got on this fort right here, they can have probably a 4-1 or 5-1 with the units that are parked inside there, even though it's a -2, but they do have the siege guns. So they got it. The French have to do something, or else this whole front is going to turn into Swiss cheese. It is Swiss cheese right now, but the Germans are heating it up, so it's going to be very, very runny and stringy. There was a unit that was, there was a unit here. They had a 3-1 attack here. Because the problem with the French is that they're typically 2 infantry units and some artillery if they're lucky. So it doesn't take much for the Germans to crush them. So they did a 3-1 here and took this point. So that allowed their siege guns are now going to be focusing on taking that right there. And then this fort is pretty much going to be untenable at the moment. Then over here, the Germans attacked here, took this area right there. The British had some defense in there, but it was their weakest units, the territorial units, pretty much like divisional or brigade type level troops, really security troops, really not having much of a good use on the front line, but they got crushed by everything right here and just pushed out of there, taken out. So now they have the British are sitting there going, what are we going to do? So at the moment, it's not looking good for the French on the Western Front. Paris may take a long time to get there, but at the moment, the French are, well, collapsing. So the Germans are pushing towards to get to Dijon right here. They got to take that crossroads. So that will open up this way and open up south. So it is kind of a focus point. Go down this road right here. So you got to go here to here to get to there. Then you can get march on Paris. And the same thing here. You got to go down this road or come down through this way. So the British are doing. It's going to be a tough defense because the British can get behind this river, and then the same thing. And with the weather being muddy right now, the rivers are now going to be part of defense lines. So it may behoove them to fall back onto a Paris line right here. Just collapse back and then rebuild. And then fall back their units back here and anchor in like through here. Because, well, I don't think there's any more cities in here. I don't think. No, there is no city. These are just minor cities and forts right here. Yep. The only major city that they have to worry about defending is Paris and Lyon right there. So those are your two major cities at the moment for the French. So they're going to have a big decision what they're going to do. Rebuild and then maybe fall back and hope for the best, or try to do delaying action while they build a line up on the river over here and protect themselves. So we'll just see. All right, we'll be back. All right, here we go. Tarrentan allies on the Eastern Front. The Russians attacked here. They had their corps, army groups attacked. The Austrian-Hungarian unit was here, smashed it, and had it demoralized it and had it sent back, packing back there. Over here, the Russians tried to reduce. They didn't quite have enough. They got this down to one corps and some artillery left in Königsberg there. But they did take some casualties themselves in the process. But we did have the Battle of Tannenberg right here. So the Russians crushed through the line, smashed and demoralized the unit, sent it packing back there. And that's what happened on the Eastern Front. We did have some casualties on both sides, but the Russians are pushing. They are doing their best to help out France because they're trying to bleed the Germans dry of all their resources, trying to kill the troops quicker than they can replace them, because it's going to be a problem for it's going over there. And then, well, we'll show you in a second what happened. But right now the Russians are on the offensive. It's a muddy spring, but they are doing what they can. I think if they focus more on trying to get Austria, taking Lemberg back, and then marching down that way, I think they'd have better success. But right now, they're putting their pressure on the Germans. All right, let's just wander over here. The Italians are mobilizing more. They got more troops over here. They seem to be a little more stronger. They're just eyeballing this bloody mess that's going up in the north and trying to sort of stay out of it. All right, the French, they moved their troops up, trying to form a line right here to keep the Germans at bay, and they're probably going to write off the forts right here and let the Germans take casualties, try and take them out. I think that's what their plan is, because they don't have the French don't have any strength right now to even attack. If they attacked, it's at 1-to-1 odds, and it's probably more in the favor of the defender. But the British did attack here and crush the units that were there, sent them packing back to here. So those units were demoralized. So at least the British are doing something in this game. They're pushing on the Western Front, even though the French can't do much. I don't think they could even fight their way out of a wet paper bag at the moment. That's the problem they have. But to assess everything, the French have to, well, basically form a line. I think they need to form a line and hope that the British can help them out more. And then they got to cover this right here. And I don't think they can do much. They just need reinforcements and some bad luck upon the German forces. And well, the Russians are doing what they can, do it best, and they're building their troops up and just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So that's the best they can do to help out the French. All right, we'll be back with turn 11. Oh, yeah, let's do this while I'm at it. Let's see what the weather is going to be. We'll die. We'll roll the 2, and we're moving into April. I think it's April. No, we're going to May. Yikes. Going to May. Where is May? May. Oh, weather's going to be clear. I didn't even have to roll. All right, we're going to have clear weather. That will help out to some extent because now you have more movement, which means you can start, well, basically you can sneak around corners. So it takes 2 movement to get to here and then your 2 movement to get to there. So you can see, like German units, if they're a 4-6-4 like this guy right here, they could sneak around and start getting around corners. That's the big thing in the game when you get clear weather. You can start maximizing your movement and maneuvering. All right, we'll be back.